Promotion and public relations. Brochure. Although most businesses have information about themselves on their websites, many still find a need for printed brochures describing their products and services. Website copy and images can often be reproduced for printed brochures, and vice versa. Introduction. The purpose of a brochure is to persuade potential customers that your products or services can benefit them and to convince them to contact you. Your brochure should motivate people to want to know more. Your readers can range from people who are already your customers to those who have stumbled across your business by accident and may not be convinced they need you at all. The more clearly you can show benefits to your readers, the more successful the brochure will be. Brainstorm your content from your readers' point of view. What information do they need? What questions might they have? What might motivate them to pick up the phone or visit your store to get more information? Organize your brochure so that it's easy to scan. This is a writing task that will certainly require multiple drafts and revisions. Show your copy and your design to people you trust and use their feedback to improve your draft. Do build rapport with your customers. Understand who they are and what they need. Your brochure should be tailored for your customers. Do meet the needs of your customers. Think from the point of view of your potential customers as you write your brochure copy. What do they need? What do they want to know about your business, product, or service? Do focus on benefits to the readers. In what tangible ways will your product or service help solve a problem? Do focus on persuading your readers rather than just providing information. What benefits will customers gain? Focus on information that will persuade them to take the next step and contact you. Do demonstrate your credibility. In addition to showing the benefits of your product or service, let your readers know why they should trust you to provide it. Include a brief overview of your credentials and experience. Do use formatting and design to make the brochure inviting. People usually scan brochures before they decide to read the text. Do break up the text into short sections. Long blocks of text are unpleasant to read. Do use short sentences. People usually read brochures quickly. Make it easy for them to follow. Do consider including an order form. Don't provide an information dump about your business, product, or service. A brochure is a sales and marketing tool, and everything you include should be tailored to meeting the customer's needs and persuading them to contact you. Don't feel you have to explain everything. You can't possibly explain all the benefits of your service or product in a brochure. The key is to provide enough information to pique your readers' interest. Don't flood your readers with technical detail. If technical specifications are essential to your product, consider providing them in a table or chart rather than explaining them in the text. It will make your copy easier to read and also make the technical information easier to absorb. Don't use too many fonts, too much bold, or too many italics. A clean, simple brochure is easier to read than a busy, crowded one, and it creates a better impression of your business. Don't neglect the cover of your brochure. Space is at a premium in a brochure, and you should put all of it to maximum use. Consider using the brochure cover to convey an idea, a compelling quote, or a statistic, or an engaging tagline, rather than just your company logo or an image of a product. Not like this. Clinical hypnosis. What it isn't, and what it is. People are often worried that hypnosis might be like truth serum or involve mind control. They fear that they might be forced to do things against their will, to reveal proprietary information or secrets, or otherwise be taken advantage of. This writer isn't thinking from the point of view of her potential clients. She's making an argument and offering a long explanation rather than offering benefits. In fact, hypnosis is not mind control. Rather, it is a tool that allows individuals to learn to access and maximize inner resources, release old patterns and conditioning that have outlived their usefulness and may be interfering with achieving desired outcomes, and harmonize the different mind levels so that they work together instead of against one another. This sentence is way too long. Remember, readers will scan a brochure rather than reading carefully. Thus, working with hypnosis leads to greater self-control, insight, and mastery in one's own life. Hypnosis and you. What to expect at your session. Far from being some foreign, altered state of consciousness, hypnotic trance feels familiar because trance-like states occur spontaneously through the day. The focus here is still very negative rather than on positive outcomes for the reader. Clinical hypnosis involves following a set of instructions designed to promote physical relaxation, minimize peripheral distractions, and create an inner-directed alert attention. The writer is overusing bold text. It's distracting rather than informative. The aim of clinical hypnosis is to bypass the conscious mind with its analytical thinking and inherent resistance to suggestion and speak directly to the subconscious mind, the level from which real and lasting positive changes can be created. Good information should be condensed for easy scanning. Usually clients report feeling refreshed, energized, and centered after a session. They are able to think more clearly, to see things from new perspectives, and to approach challenges with a more positive and proactive attitude. At last, something to look forward to. Unfortunately, it's deeply buried under a lot of text. Services. Areas of expertise include phobias and performance anxiety, including common phobias such as flying and public speaking, as well as exam anxiety, preparation for medical and dental procedures. Smoking cessation, also as adjunctive therapy with medical treatment. Self-confidence, stress release. Regression and past life therapy. Hypnofertility therapy, also labor and delivery preparation. Supportive therapy for intractable illness, including cancer. Release of old patterns, habits, and conditioning. Pain management, for both old injuries and chronic disease. Remember, you can't expect to get every bit of content you have into your brochure. You just want to pique your potential customer's interest. The writer needs to make some choices here. Contact. Saina N. Atwell, Ph.D., Clinical Hypnotherapist. By appointment only. Phone 204-951-2701. 1405 to 120 Donald Street, Winnipeg, MB. R3C 4G2, Canada. Siana_Atwell_PhD@yahoo.ca. www.siana-Atwell-PhD.webnode.com. Like this. Clinical hypnosis. What it is and what it offers you. Clinical hypnosis is a tool that allows you to bullet point, access and use inner resources. Bullet point, release old patterns, limiting beliefs, and conditioning. Bullet point, gain greater self-control, insight, and mastery in life. The writer gets off on the right foot here by focusing on benefits to readers. Clinical hypnosis can be used to address and resolve bullet point, insomnia, bullet point, anxiety, fear, and phobias, bullet point, unwanted habits, bullet point, pain management, bullet point, low self-esteem, bullet point, self-confidence problems, bullet point, Psychological blocks or obstacles. Using bullet points to enumerate the potential benefits makes it easy for readers to scan the text. The writer has replaced the long block paragraphs with lists of potential benefits to customers. It can also provide adjunctive therapy for physical problems and illnesses such as autoimmune disorders. Hypnosis and You. What to expect at your session. Clinical hypnosis involves following a set of instructions designed to promote physical relaxation, minimize peripheral distractions, and create an inner-directed alert attention. The hypnotic trance you will experience at your session feels familiar because trance-like states occur spontaneously throughout the day. This section really does give readers an idea of what to expect, and it's presented in a positive light. The aim of clinical hypnosis is to bypass the conscious mind and speak directly to the subconscious mind, the level from which real and lasting positive changes can be created. Usually, clients report feeling refreshed, energized, and centered after a session. They are able to think more clearly, to see things from new perspectives, and to approach challenges with a more positive and proactive attitude. Services. What is available? Areas of expertise include phobias and performance anxiety, including exam anxiety and preparation for medical and dental procedures, self-confidence, stress release, regression and past life therapy, hypnofertility therapy, also labor and delivery preparation, supportive therapy for intractable illness, including cancer, release of old patterns, habits, and conditioning. This section is much easier to scan now that the writer has focused on the most important services for her customers. Credentials. Know that you are in safe hands. Dr. Sienna Atwell holds a Ph.D. in clinical hypnosis from American Pacific University. She has earned clinical hypnotherapy and advanced clinical hypnotherapy certifications from the American Institute of Hypnotherapy. She has attended numerous CE credit trainings at Omega Institute, upstate New York, at which her teachers have included, bullet point, Dr. Brian Weiss, regression and past life therapy, bullet point, Dr. Deepak Chopra, quantum consciousness, bullet point, Dr. William Tiller, psychoenergetic science, bullet point, Marshall Rosenberg, nonviolent communication. In private practice since 1998. Adding a credentials section enhances the writer's credibility tremendously and can help allay any worries the reader might have about the practice. Contact Sienna N. Atwell, Ph.D., clinical hypnotherapist, by appointment only. Phone 204-951-2701. 1405 to 120 Donald Street, Winnipeg, MB, R3C 4G2, Canada. Sienna_Atwell_PhD at yahoo.ca. www.sienna-atwell-phd.webnode.com. Sienna Atwell is a clinical hypnotherapist in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Newsletter article. Organizational newsletters are a form of outreach to customers, potential customers, and business associates. Newsletter articles give you the opportunity to demonstrate the depth of your expertise and knowledge in a field. Newsletters are often sent as emails, though some organizations still offer a printed newsletter. Some use both, offering augmented content in the e-version of the newsletter. Introduction. Organizational newsletters serve several purposes: to provide information to your customers and business associates, to stake out your place as the experts in your field, and to keep your organization in the minds of its customers even when you are not actively working for them. Newsletters are most successful when they provide real value to their readers. keeping them abreast of industry trends and providing information that they can use. With the amount of informational noise that we all encounter every day, it is very easy to lose newsletter readership, so think hard from your reader's perspective when you brainstorm ideas for your newsletter article. What kind of article might catch their attention? What kind of information would be most useful to them in their day-to-day activities? It's perfectly fine to promote your firm, but make sure your article is more than just glorified advertising copy. Organize your newsletter article like a news story. That is, lead with the most important information first, in case people don't read the entire article. As you draft, the tone you should use should be appropriate to the topic. For example, an article about advances in hospice care will have a markedly different tone than an article about the latest trends in family travel. Your tone should also be appropriate to the image of your company. A graphic design firm's newsletter will likely sound very different from a newsletter put out by an insurance agency. Your first draft will almost always be too long. In general, it's better to write out a long draft, take a break, and then revise it, trimming it down to just the most interesting and useful information. Be sure to proofread carefully for typos and misspellings. Your company's reputation is at stake, so don't leave careless errors in your copy. Only God gets it right the first time. Stephen King, novelist. Do write a catchy headline. Your headline should make your audience want to read the story. Do grab the reader's attention right up front. Think of an intriguing hook for your story that will motivate your audience to keep reading. Do make the article an easy read. Use short sentences and easy vocabulary. Imagine your reader glancing at your newsletter over a sandwich. Don't make it hard to digest. Do offer your readers information they can use. In newsletters for non-business organizations, people are often very happy to read personal profiles and human interest stories. In a business-related newsletter, it's better to provide information that can help your readers, plus relevant news about your company. Do cite your sources. If you're passing along news you've read elsewhere, make sure you cite your sources. Do let readers know where they can find more information about the topic. Include a link to your organization's website. Invite them to set up a meeting with you to explore the issues in the article if relevant. Don't use an inaccurate headline just to get attention. E-newsletter writers sometimes use misleading headlines to entice the readers to click from their email onto your website. It's a dirty trick, and readers often end up feeling shortchanged and resentful. Don't write an article that's just a thinly disguised ad for your company. If your company is offering new products or services that are genuinely of interest to customers, it's fine to report those in the newsletter. Remember that every article must provide value for your readers. Don't go on too long. Newsletter articles are typically brief. You'll likely find that the process of cutting your draft to a shorter length forces you to make the article better. Like this. Why are we raising robots? As parents and as a society, we are concerned about making sure that our children are prepared to compete in the new global economy. I get that. We all want our children to find success and happiness, and nobody wants their 40-year-old offspring still living in the basement. But here's what doesn't make sense to me. The way that we have responded to this challenge has been to push kids away from play and unstructured free time into academically focused preschools, supplemental tutoring programs like Kumon, and absurdly early organized sports teams. We are building our child's college application resume from the time he can toddle across the floor. This push-down of academics and parent-directed sports and activities may contribute to a child's earlier understanding of basic reading and math fundamentals and an ability to follow directions, but there's no evidence that this early skill development provides any academic advantages over time, and we are sacrificing creativity and emotional resilience, two important traits learned best through play. Traits that the research clearly shows are hugely important to a child's future success. Let's think about what it means to be competitive in our modern economy. We are no longer a newly industrialized nation looking for competent factory workers who can read and follow instructions, stay focused, and perform the same task multiple times per day. We now have machines that can perform much of these functions. What is building our economy now is entrepreneurism and innovation. And for that, we need people with the imagination to see the problems of the future and then solve them, people who are willing to take risks, people who are willing to fail and learn from these failures, and people who are able to function as part of a team. Researchers are increasingly looking for insights into the science behind creativity, while more and more businesses are, knowingly or unknowingly, incorporating that science into their work cultures. This is why at Google's office buildings, you'll be greeted with scooters, ping pong and pool tables, and other adult toys. Google encourages its researchers to spend 15% of their day pursuing a speculative new idea. What may seem to be merely a recruiting tool or frivolous perk is actually highly productive. In fact, Google's Innovation Time Off program has led directly to the development of an estimated 50% or more of new Google products. Similar initiatives are in place at 3M and Pixar, to name only two. It's clear that our country's most successful and innovative companies understand what the science suggests, that creativity is not the product of sustained and constant concentration, but more typically strikes us when our brains most resemble those of children at play. So why are we cutting out recess, turning preschool into kindergarten, and signing our children up for specialized tutoring instead of letting them loose to play? Doesn't anyone else find it ironic that companies are working to instill creativity in their adult employees, while at the same time we are slowly stripping it from our kids? If we want our children to succeed, we must make a time to play. Meryl Neiman. Why Are We Raising Robots? A version of this article appeared on www.playdateplanet.com, July 20th, 2012. Press release. Press releases, sometimes known as news releases, are announcements of new developments supplied to the press. Press releases are issued for a wide range of issues, including new product announcements, significant hiring news, financial reporting, PR initiatives, and more. Press releases may be mailed, faxed, or emailed. When even one reporter latches onto something, it's like inviting the whole world for tea. Tamar Myers, novelist. Introduction. The purpose of a press release is to supply timely and newsworthy information to the press from your company or organization, with the hope of getting media coverage about the item. Your readers are professional journalists, so you'll need to think like a journalist to make your press release attractive and effective. The easier you make it for your readers, the better your chances that they will pick up your news and help disseminate it out into the world. Brainstorm freely with a focus on content that will engage your readers. You'll probably come up with too much information the first time around, and that's fine. The trick is honing in on the most relevant and newsworthy content and presenting it in a streamlined and engaging way. Organize your content according to the accepted format. The model outline will guide you. Unless you are in an extreme hurry, you're wise to go through several drafts of a press release, especially if you are not experienced in writing them. Your first drafts will likely be too long and unfocused. Keep revising until your press release is tight and engaging. Model outline. A press release follows a standard format. For immediate release, or specify the release date. Contact person and full contact information. Headline. City, state, or country. Date. First paragraph. Present the essence of the message and answer the journalist's who, what, when, where, why, and how questions. Middle paragraphs. Should be brief and easy to scan. Bottom of page 1, if press release continues onto a second page. More. Top of next page, abbreviated headline. Page 2. Remainder of text. Restate contact information after the last paragraph. End of press release. Pound, pound, pound. Indicates the press release is finished. Do use the standard press release format. Failing to do so will make you look unprofessional and journalists won't take you seriously. Do make sure your news is really newsworthy. Do understand the difference between publicity and advertising. Although you are using the press release to garner attention, focus on writing the content as straight news rather than promotional copy. Do write a strong opening and ensure that the most important information appears in your opening paragraph. Make sure that your reader can get the essential message if they only read the first couple of lines of the press release. Do use an inverted pyramid structure. Your broadest and most general information goes at the top of the press release, and the details become more specific as you go on. Do be sure your first paragraph answers the journalist's who, what, when, where, why, and how questions. Do make it easy for news professionals to do their jobs by writing clean, clear copy they can use in their own publications. Use short sentences and simple vocabulary. Do focus primarily on the news rather than who's announcing it. Do use bullet points as appropriate to make your copy easy to scan. Do consider using quotations for color and authority. Ensure you have permission to use any quotations. Do direct the press release to specific individuals if possible, rather than to departments or organizations. Do proofread, edit, and revise. Ensure that your press release is error-free, clear, and easy to understand. Do develop a template. If you expect to be writing lots of press releases, develop a template to help you save time. Have your heading and contact information in place. This will make it easier to get information out in a timely fashion. Just remember to keep your template updated to reflect any organizational changes that might take place. Don't issue a press release just for the sake of issuing a press release. Be sure you have something newsworthy and interesting to share. Don't cry wolf. Don't go on too long or provide too much detail. Think like a journalist and supply only the key information. Provide your contact information so that your readers can request more information. Don't use flowery, complex, or emotional language. The object of a press release is often promotion, but the style must be journalistic rather than promotional. Don't use unnecessary technical jargon. If you must use technical terms that are not widely understood, be sure you provide definitions of those terms. Don't write more than 2 pages. Attention will diminish proportionally as the press release gets longer. It's important to keep it as concise and punchy as possible. Like this. For immediate release. Contact Meryl Neiman. Phone 412-606-0408. Meryl@playdateplanet.com. www.playdateplanet.com. Playdate Planet simplifies playdate planning. New website makes planning playdates easier and less stressful for busy parents, resulting in more great play for kids. Frustrated with the hassles of trying to plan a playdate in the modern world of overscheduled children and super busy parents, 2 moms decided to do something about it. The result is Playdate Planet, a new free website that makes creating or accepting playdates a snap. Quote, based on our own experiences as moms, we felt there was a need to make scheduling playdates less time-consuming and more efficient, end quote, says co-founder Lisa Baslow. Quote, using the website, making a playdate has never been easier, end quote. As Parenting Magazine's September 2012 issue describes, before Playdate Planet, a mom could experience, quote, 3 days of missed calls to schedule one lousy playdate. Now, a website that does all of that juggling for you." End quote. But the website is more than just a way to make scheduling a playdate easier for parents. Quote, "In today's fast-paced world, kids simply are not playing enough, and experts are concerned. We wanted to make sure our kids and others had sufficient opportunities for unstructured play and socialization with friends." End quote. Adds Meryl Neiman, Playdate Planet's other co-founder. Quote, "We've never forgotten how important free playtime was to our own development, and we thought making playdate planning easier would result in more play for kids everywhere." End quote. There's no charge to join or use Playdate Planet. To get started, parents just register and set up secure profiles for parent and child. One of the great things about the site is how it streamlines the planning process. For example, information fields let a member quickly identify whether her house has a pool, a trampoline, pets, etc., as well as if her child has any special needs, allergies, or medical conditions. These details need to be entered only once, and they will be viewable for any future playdate. Once an account has been created, parents invite friends to connect and can start planning playdates. To create an event, a member simply enters the pertinent information, such as the date, time, location, and number of open slots, and then selects the friends she'd like to invite. Attendees are confirmed on a first-come, first-served basis up to the number of available slots selected, so parents can feel free to invite a large number of friends to ensure the likelihood of someone being available without the danger of their house being overrun with children. Everything is designed to make moms' lives easier. You can invite your friends to join you on the site via Facebook Connect or by importing any popular email address book. There's a Google Maps link to the Playdate address, handy reminder emails about upcoming dates, easy calendar export capability, and the ability to sort your child's friends into groups of your own design, neighborhood kids, preschool classmates, etc., and lots of other great features. Playdate Planet Founders. Playdate Planet is a mom-owned, mom-managed business created by Lisa Baslow and Meryl Neiman, friends who met in the first grade at a time when kids were lined up by height, and they were the two shortest girls. Lisa, who works as a business analyst at an investment bank, lives just outside New York City in Nyack, New York, with her journalist husband, Jim, and their son, Tyler. Meryl hosts a parenting talk show on webtalkradio.net and is writing a book about the country's play deficit and what moms can do to reverse the trend. She resides in Pittsburgh with her husband, Dave, a psychiatrist, and their son, Drew, and daughter, Jessie. For more information, visit the site at www.playdateplanet.com. Follow it on Twitter, www.twitter.com/playdateplanet, or join the conversation on Facebook, www.facebook.com/playdateplanet. Media inquiries. Email Meryl Neiman at playdateplanet.com or call her at 412-606-0408. ###. Meryl Neiman is co-founder of the website Playdate Planet and host of the internet radio talk show Parenting with Playdate Planet. Her website is www.playdateplanet.com.